Welcome to today's lecture, and I hope all of you are doing well. Today, we are going to talk about organizational structure. Specifically, we look at how the organizations are built, how they are organized, and how these structures affect and how the work is done and how the decisions are made. Now, I want you to think about any company you know. How do you think they divide their work? Who decides what need to be done and who reports to whom? How many people does one manager supervise and who makes most important decisions? And there is a lot to discuss for today. All these questions are the part of understanding the organizational structure, which is topic of our today's lecture. To make these ideas easier to understand, we will look at the real case study of TechServe Pakistan, a technology services company based in Karachi. The TechServe started as a small firms, and as it grows, it had to change the way it is organized. By following the TechServe's journey, we can see all the key aspects of organizational structure in action. Let's start with some key terms. Organizational structure. What is organizational structure? It is the framework a company uses to divide and coordinate its work. It tells us who does what, who reports to whom, and how the decisions are made. Work specialization or the division of labor means breaking down the work into smaller specific tasks so that each person can focus and become skilled in that particular task. For example, in TechServe, early days, the employees did coding, testing, client support, all in one role. And as the company grew, the employees were assigned specific roles to improve their efficiency. Departmentalization is about the grouping the task into units or departments. Initially, TechServe had a general team handling all the functions. As the company grew, it created separate departments like development, quality assurance, support, sales, etc. etc. This helped to reduce the confusion and overlap and allowed the managers to focus on specific areas. Now, what is chain of command? Chain of command is the line of authority in the organization, who reports to whom, and the span of control defines how many people report directly to one manager in department. Centralization and decentralization refers to decision making in a centralized system. The top management makes most of the decisions, while in decentralization, the system is like that decisions are pushed down at the lower levels close to the people doing the work. And formalization is about the rules and procedures. Highly formalized organizations have strict rules and strict job descriptions and policies, while the low formalization allows flexibility and letting the employees use their own judgment while making decisions. Now, let us see how the TechServe Pakistan applied these concepts in practice. When the company had around 20 employees, it had a flat structure. The founder made nearly all the decisions, and the rules were minimal, and the chain of command was very short, and the span of control was wide. One manager could supervise many multiple people because of chain of command, and this worked well for the small company in a stable environment. But on the other hand, as the tech serve grew to 200 employees, people started emerging and the task overlapped. Communication slowed down and quality suffered. To address these challenges, the tech serve shifted to a mechanistic structure, and the roles were specialized departmental wise as the departments were created and the chain of command was lengthened. Sorry, and the span of control narrowed. Decisions became centralized and the rules became formalized. This helps the company to manage the growth effectively and efficiently and ensure the work was done consistently. However, A mechanistic structure also created rigidity. When the market changed quickly, the company needed to be more agile. In response, TechServe shifted to more organic structure, and the layers of management were reduced and the cross functional teams were formed. Decision making was pushed down and the rules were simplified. In that situation, employees were empowered to make the decisions and communicate openly and innovative ways. Now, let's look at how some specific examples uh, truly describe this scenario. In a mechanistic phase, work specialization meant that one person might only code while the other person will be testing. In organic phase, the employees look on multiple tasks and collaborated across the roles. Departmentalization moved from rigid functional departments to the flexible and cross functional teams. The chain of command became shorter, and the manager no longer supervised the small teams with constant oversight but acted as facilitators, enabling self organizing teams. And the decisions moved from the top of the teams closer to the work. The formalizations dropped and the long rule books were replaced with simple guidelines. Another example is a fashion hub, which is a retail store in Karachi. Even on their mechanistic structure, worked well for the routine tasks like billing, stock handling, and clearing. Departments had strict rules, and the decisions were made by the managers and the rules were enforced carefully. While the fashion hub expanded the structure online, they adapted to organic structure with the agile team across the e-commerce platform. And the decisions were decentralized, employees moved between the task and the company could respond faster to the customer needs. So, with the help of these particular case study, we are able to understand the the structure of the organization. It directly influences performance, culture, and how the organization handles change. And a clear structure ensures that everyone knows for its responsibilities, who reports to whom, and how it contributes to the organization. It also affects how empowered employees feel and how quickly the organization can respond to the challenges. Centralization and decentralization are not inherently good or bad. Their effectiveness depends upon the context. Mechanistic structures work well in stable organization environments while efficiency and control is the key. Organizational organic structure work better in dynamic environment that require flexibility and innovation. Similarly, the span of control and the formalization must match the needs of organization. Narrow spans allow deeper and closer supervision, while wide spans encourage autonomy. Rules provide clarity but should be applied effectively. To summarize the understanding of the organization structure that we discussed just now, is that it is essential in aligning the business strategy and improving the organizational performance and fostering the innovation. So, this was the agenda of our today's lecture, that I just wanted to make sure that you people must understand the structure of organization via practical examples. And that was all for today's lecture. We will be back in next agenda. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.